All right, so we just crushed the classic upsell, the menu upsell, the anchor upsell. Now let's talk about the rollover upsell. Rollover upsell of these four upsells is probably my most used upsell. Not necessarily my favorite, but my most commonly used. So let's break down how this came to be. So I learned this from when I was doing the win your money back as the attraction offer. So everyone kept crediting their money towards the membership, but I would put it all up front, right? The membership was for me $150 a month. So $600 was 4 months of free service. So, they did 6 weeks and then they would essentially get another 4 months for free. And it would almost take me a half year to get my first payment from people coming in the door, which sucked, right? So the thing is for them, they didn't feel the payments, so they stopped coming. And so I needed a way to upsell people into something paid. And so I drove to a friend of mine's, actually here in Vegas now, to learn more about how he ran his gym. And the thing is, I studied everything he was doing because he was just doing way better than I was. And he said in this offhanded comment that he was getting 70% plus people stay on afterwards and pay. And I was like, how are you doing that? He's like, oh yeah. He's like, I just take their winnings and credit towards a year. And he said it just like that. And I was like, that's it. All you do is you take whatever they just paid for and you roll it. And so that's the upsell. It's whatever you paid for, I'll just credit it towards the next thing. So let's get into the description. Here's how it works. So rollover upsells credit some or all of a customer's previous purchase towards your next offer. And this, in my experience, gets way more people to take it. So once I know how much credit to give, I figure out three things. One, who to upsell. Two, what to upsell. And three, how to roll over the credit. So for the who, I use rollover upsells in four situations. First is to re-engage customers who left a while ago. I call this a win-back campaign. You reach out to old customers and say, "Hey, Sandra, you haven't been back in 6 months, but I saw that I owed you some money." And so the subject would be, "I owe you money." And people tend to respond to that. And so you say, "Hey, I owe you $500." And she's like, "What do you mean you owe me $500?" It's like, "Well, I promised you this thing and you haven't come back in a while. So I want to take $500. Now that could be 100% of what they paid. It could be a third of what they paid so far, whatever. And I want to get you in here and I'll credit towards this other service thing." Right. And so a lot of people will take that offer to credit whatever they've paid up to this point for more help. Great. And that's how you can re-engage old people who haven't been back in a while. The second is to rescue upset customers as a better alternative to a refund. So someone says, "Hey, I hate you." And you say, "Hey, no big deal. This $500 that you paid, I'll just credit towards the thing I should have sold you originally. So you got all the stuff that you just got for free. It's on me. Let's just give you the thing you really need." So I'd rather do a redo than a refund. And that's how we use the rollover there. The third is to rescue other people's upset customers. This is particularly savage. So what you do is you go down the one-star reviews of all your competitors and you message those people and you say, "Hey, how much money did you spend at so-and-so competitor?" And they're like, $1,200. Fuck that guy. And you're like, "You know what? I'll give you the $1,200 of credit towards my stuff because I just want you to get this problem solved." You turn their biggest hater into your biggest ambassador. Savage. Number four, you upsell your regular customers who walk in the door. So there's the four who's. The next one is the what. So remember, you can upsell more of what they just got, something better or something new and or different. So to make money, roll their credit over to something more expensive. And so the more expensive thing, again, in my opinion, should be 5 times more expensive. So if I'm going to roll a $500 thing, I want to roll it towards a $2,000, $2,500 plus type offer. For the how, you can apply all or part of the discount upfront, or you can spread it over time. And so this is dependent on you. So in the examples I gave before, I took it and I spread it over time. You could, if you had a smaller amount, do it up front. It's up to you. You can also make up a fee that you can then waive and use the credit for. There's lots of things you can do here. All right. But fundamentally, you can just figure out now the all or part of it is like, let's say somebody was with you for 3 years and they spent $5,000 with you. You might not credit $5,000 towards something else if your services, aren't that much. Maybe it's $2,000 a year, $5,000, 3 years of service. Well, you'd certainly want to get that customer back. But if you give them another 3 years, it doesn't make sense. So you could say, "Hey, I'm going to give you the last three things you bought from me. Let me credit those instead." Right? And you wouldn't say instead, you just say, "I'll credit those for you." Right? All of those things, you can say, "Listen, I'm going to assume that we did something to mess up because you didn't come back. And so I'm going to assume that the last 6 months of service that we did was not up to snuff. So let me make it up to you." So examples. So chiropractor, re-engage old patients with a win-back campaign. So you say, who's the who? 6 months since their last purchase. What? New plan. How? Upfront. So that's our who, our what, and our how. So reach out to your old patients. You look at their purchase history. You offer to apply some or all of their past purchase towards something more expensive than what they bought. So I would say, "Hey, Mrs. Banks, I wanted to give your money back. Do you have a minute?" "Great. Yeah, I wanted to see how your back pain's going." "Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Well, I've got some good news. As a way of saying thank you, I want to give you $500 of your money back as credit towards staying pain free for good. Is that of any interest? Great, let's get you in. Let's say a dentist. Hey, save your own upset customer with a rollover upsell. So who? Upset customer. What? Teeth whitening. How? Front load $200 credit. So we say, hey, the person pays $200 for teeth cleaning, but doesn't think their teeth got whiter. We explain they need more, to get more and upsell into a teeth whitening package, which includes multiple sessions, an at-home kit, and multiple deep cleanings. Then you offer to credit the $200 they just paid for the cleaning towards the whitening package. This just really works with people who are like, well, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. And you're like, oh, that's on me. I thought you wanted this. Miscommunication. I'll make it up to you. Let me take everything you paid so you didn't lose anything. Everything you got was for free now. And let's put it towards the thing you ultimately wanted. Because the thing is they still want the thing they spent money on. And so if what they really wanted was higher expectations, then sell them the higher package. Rescue, cough, steal, other people's upset customers. So who? Competitors' customers. What? Service agreement. How? Rollover costs to break old agreement. So let's say you find a competitor's upset customers and credit their old purchase with them towards a new purchase with you. Then you roll over the amount they owe them as a credit towards a longer agreement with you. So let's say they're like, I would, but I've got 3 months left in this service agreement. You say, no worries. Whatever you have the 3 months, I'll credit it towards mine and I'll just make mine a 2-year agreement. So you'd say like, hey, John, saw your negative review on their product and it really upset me. To make it up to you, I'll credit whatever payments you have left with them to switch to ours. This way you don't lose a thing and you start getting the benefits now. Fair enough? Because that way you don't have to wait for that thing to expire and pay and then wait to get the benefits. You can start getting the benefits now and you don't lose anything. And I get the customer. Membership. So this is where you spread the first purchase over time. So who? Current customers. What? 12-month membership. How? Spread over the first purchase. So if somebody comes in, buys a block of service or of membership time, as soon as they do, you can then offer to apply the entire amount towards more time, like 12 months. I can do rollover upsells anytime. I just prefer to do them right then. So this is the important points. Use rollover offers to attract new customers. For example, you roll over some or all of the customers paid somebody else towards your thing, and you can find leads by scraping contact information from negative product reviews wherever available. You can do rollover upsells before refunding. This has saved me tons of customers in cash. If you did a bad job, hey, it happens. Roll over for a do-over, and if they want something different, you can roll over the purchase toward that thing instead. Previous customer are still customers, upsell them. These are win backs. So reach out to old customers, 6 plus months from their last purchase. Look at how much they paid, decide how much you want to give them, offer it. Example, I made personalized videos. This is me personally. I made personalized videos for 200 past customers. This is before AI and all that stuff. It took me like 2 days. Offering them $4,000 of credit to return. Add urgency to rollover upsells, so make them one time only. So this is a key point. So this is optional, it's up to you, but this is how I prefer to do it. Make the moment you present the offer the only time to take the offer. So they don't get to sleep on it. So you want to surprise and delight them with this credit or this discount. So if they want the credit, they got to take it now. If not, no big deal. They can always pay full price later. How to price a rollover upsell. So to make money on a discounted offer, you have to have profit left over in order to discount it, right? So I try to make the upsell at least 4 times more than the rollover credit. So that gives me a 25% discount at most if it's 4 times more expensive. Remember, the rules of discounting apply. Bigger discounts make you less profit per sale, but they get you more sales. Now, you don't need to credit the entire amount. I just like to highlight this again because people do this and then they ruin their businesses. So I'm telling you, don't do that. Like you can just take as much or as little as you want. The goal is to simply get as much of a discount that you get responses. So if you find out that $200 is enough to move the needle and the average person spent $2,000 a year, then you can say, hey, your last purchase with me of the $2,000 you spent last year was this thing. And that's what you choose to credit. You don't have to credit everything. If you have if the person spent a very small time with you and you have really big packages, credit the whole thing. If they spent a really long time with you and you have small tickets, credit the last one. So I roll over whatever I think would incentivize to buy the next thing. And you can just test to find the sweet spot. If in the beginning it's $500, you can test $300, whatever. This is my famous gift card play. The way that this works, and this is a savage play, and it basically is a rollover, just like packaged differently, is that you say, hey, this works great for like holiday seasons, things like that. You say, hey, this also crushes for Black Friday. I'm giving $200 gift cards away for 90% off. Limit 2 per person, and you can only use them on someone else because it's the holiday season. So you can do this for Christmas and you can do this for Black Friday. So you can use it twice if you want. Now, the key here, you can also do for birthdays. Sorry, not birthdays. Sorry. They give it to other people as birthday gifts. Anyways, when customers buy the gift card, ask them who they want to make it out to and if they'll make an introduction. Then when that person comes in, the person they introduced comes in, you roll their gift card over into the main offer. And so some people see this and are like, you want me to give 90% off my main stuff? It's like, no, bro, I want you to sell a $2,000 thing and give $200 gift cards away for 20 bucks. So what's really happening here? You're going to get paid $20 to get a lead that's a hot referral that you're then going to take the $200 and roll it into a $2,000 product, which you may have marked up by $200. Or you add something to it that's high margin that you can justify adding the $200 for, that then you can take the deduction off of. All right. So you make the value of the gift card 20% of the price of whatever you want to sell next. So if it's a $200 gift card, you make that 1/5 of the price, so $200. If I had a $2,000 off, that'd be 1/10. But minimum should be 5x, would be a $1,000 offer. Obviously, you can make it more expensive than that. You just want it to be enough that it drives a purchase. All right. In our example, we sell a $200 gift card for 20 bucks, then apply that $200 offer with at least a $1,000 price tag. People pay you to refer their friends, plus you get cash from unused gift cards. Wins all around. That is the gift card play. Final points. Rollover upsells credit some or all of a customer's previous purchases towards your next offer. Do rollover upsells figure out who to upsell, what to upsell, and how to credit the rollover. Who to upsell, old customers, upset customers, other people's upset customers, current customers. What to upsell, more of something, better of something new. Just make sure that you make a profit after applying your discount. How to roll over the credit. You can do full or partial purchase, give it upfront, or you can spread it out. We went through examples of all those. You can price your next offer for at least 4 times higher than the credit. So this makes it a 25% discount. Everything above that is gravy. I wouldn't do less than that. And to get more takers, add urgency. Make your rollover credit a one-time only offer. And boom, that is the rollover upsell.